I will go through exact 3 study techniques and rate them based on the science I have researched and based on my personal experience. I will also talk about deep work mode. What is it? How can I enter it? So as usual, let's start with the story. Why? Because I love telling stories. So I basically have this friend. Let's call him David. Every single day, studying is the main task for him. He has this mindset that he will have no time and energy for anything else except preparing for his exams and doing his assignments. I could never understand David's concerns. Studying is like a side hustle for me. I get it done fast so that I can finally focus my energy on more important things such as working out, journaling, having this YouTube channel, trying to finally escape this stupid matrix. Surprisingly, I have quite high grades in my cohort. There are a few people who have more impressive academic achievements, and I don't even put in so much effort. Why is that? So basically one time I was studying with David in the library, and now I completely understand why he struggles so much. So basically he just studies for 15 minutes after getting distracted with the notification from his phone. Then he laughs at some memes that his friends sent him. After that, he again focuses for 15 minutes. Then he gets this constant urge to grab his phone and simulate his brain with social media, because studying is not that simulating for him. And this pattern keeps repeating over and over again until the day is over. And David is like, damn, that was a good study session. 8 hours of focus. And I'm like, what the fuck, David? If you study more than 3 hours a day and don't have one of the highest grades in your cohort, then you probably share much more similarities with David than you think you are. So there is a concept called flow state. It is a state that fighters enter when they're in the ring or when athletes are setting their personal records. It is a state of absolute focus that your mind enters, and it lasts anywhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours. You have to utilize this deep work mode in order to achieve your goals. There are specifically 3 things you can do to help you enter this mode. The first thing, it has to be in the first half of the day when you're fresh. Ideally, it should be right in the morning. Your mind has to be fresh and not tired. This is like the first exercise you do in the gym session. Second step, you have to plan ahead. You need to choose the specific task you're going to do. Like, let's say, practicing final paper for calculus exam I have in 2 weeks. Then you need to prepare the file of the last paper the day before, so that when it's morning time, you just open your laptop and the material is ready for you to practice. You have to choose specific time, let's say from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It has to be specific. The third thing is turning off distractions. You have to remove all the brain energy sucking activities. Like, you wake up in the morning, think about your breakfast, cook the breakfast, and you eat the breakfast. Now you're already tired because you have to do it faster. And even decisions like choosing your clothes in the morning are gonna drain your brain, and you'll be less and less likely to enter flow state. And the most important thing is you have to turn off your phone and leave it somewhere else. Even one single notification that you check is gonna create so much resistance for you to enter flow state. Like, even if you don't check your phone and the notification comes, there will be an anxiety to check what is the notification about. That's why you have to turn it off and leave it ideally in your home or in your dormitory and study in the library. Use your phone only after your flow state ended. Follow the 3 steps and you will likely enter flow state more often than you're entering now. And of course, if you struggle to even focus for 30 minutes a day, then I'm not sure if it's even possible for you to enter flow state. In that case, you have to get at least the baseline discipline level, which I'll talk about in my previous video. Now let's go through study techniques and rate their efficiency. I think you might be surprised. The first thing is rereading the material from your lectures. I rate it 1 out of 10. Complete waste of time. Even so, intuitively, for some reason, we think it's an efficient way for us to study. It's actually not. The thing is, in order for you to actually learn the material, you have to extract the information from your brain. And reading the notes or lecture material is not gonna do that. It's like, watching gym videos about nutrition, about your diet, about exercise form. Then instead of actually doing the exercises, you keep rewatching the videos of how to do the exercise. Will your health and physique improve if you keep rewatching the videos? The same goes with studying. Rewatching and rereading the notes is not gonna do anything alone. You have to extract the information from your brain. It's like performing the gym exercise. Like you have to do it in order to learn. That's the same goes with learning. You have to extract the information from your brain by doing practice materials, which is the second study technique, doing practice materials. I rated like 11 out of 10. It's superb way of studying. You have to practice, practice, and practice. After every lecture you finish, try to find some practice materials. And when you do the practice, don't look at lecture notes and the solution. Try to exert your brain to full capacity to try to solve the problem. That's the only way you're learning something. Or before you have a final exam, just do as much last paper mock exams as you possibly can. Don't waste time trying to reread the note. It's not going to help you. The third study technique is taking notes. You've done incorrectly, which is what most people usually do, just sitting at the lecture, trying to write down everything professor says, or trying to write down everything in the lecture notes. This is complete waste of time. I rated 2 out of 10. Continuing with the gym analogy, it's like taking this video of the guy performing the exercise and then editing and cutting down the unnecessary part. Congratulations, now the video is not 10 minutes long, but 5 minutes long, but it's not gonna help you to learn to do the exercise. You have to do the exercise. Again, you can't escape it. You have to extract information from your brain so that neurons form in your brain. Neuron formation, which we desperately need in order to learn the material, is only gonna happen when you perform extraction from your brain. Like when you try to solve a problem and then you're trying to extract everything you learn in order to solve that problem. And taking notes is not going to do anything. But there are also efficient ways of taking notes. First one is creating flashcards, like writing down the question on one part and writing down the answer on the second part. Second way is writing down questions instead of answers. Like every time you learn something in the lecture, ask a question about it without providing an answer. And when you revisit the notes, you have the question and try to answer it to see whether you really understand the material. And you're squeezing your brain so hard to answer the question. That's extracting happening. The third way is to take notes only after the lecture is over. Like for 2 hours straight, you listen to the professor or study your lecture material. And then only after everything is finished, then only you close everything and try to take notes based on the things you remember. Again, you're extracting information from your brain. We avoid it at all costs because it's much harder than just rereading the notes, taking notes, and feeling good about yourself. When in reality, you're doing nothing to learn. Like so, the bottom line is your brain has to suffer and you have to extract information for the study technique to be efficient. I hope this helps.